One day I decided to buy a tattoo machine. I would sleep on my coworkers' couches because I didn't have a place where I couldn't afford a place. And then eventually I got better and better and better at it. It kind of changed my life from there. My name is Ethan Snyder. I'm originally from California. I'm a tattoo artist here at Noble Arts. Currently, I'm tattooing in New York at the Noble Arts Studio in Midtown. I like to do pattern motifs and Japanese origami. For the longest time, I was working in the fashion industry. Went to school for it and everything. It didn't take me too far. I started working in retail from like shitty little stores. I would sleep on my coworkers' couches because I didn't have a place where I couldn't afford a place. And then eventually I got better and better and better at it. And then I ended up in the luxury level. It was fun, but it didn't fulfill something in my soul, I guess. I've always done art and I did it on the side, but never something where I can make a life out of it. I did digital art because I studied fashion design. So I started drawing like croquis, fashion illustrations, and I would spend my days, my laptop, and it was vector drawing. So click and drag. And then eventually an iPad came out and I started drawing and Procreate. One day I decided to buy a tattoo machine. I think this was like a little bit pre-COVID. Practice on some fake skin. It is so much harder than drawing on the iPad or drawing pen and paper. And I got to a point where like I just didn't really know what to do. I needed help. At that time, I was working in a store and the Spanish guy and the Spanish girl came in and they needed some shoes for a party. And so typical sales question, I was probing and asking, like, what is the party for? He's like, oh, I'm a tattoo artist. I'm opening a tattoo studio. And I was like, no way. I'm trying to tattoo right now. And like, I'm getting this far. And I show him these shitty drawings that I did, these shitty tattoos I did on fake skin. He's like, well, if you're interested in learning how to tattoo, why don't you come to my party? So I think it was like the next day or that night, I don't remember. I show up at this tattoo studio and it's just full of Spanish people. It was right here. I see him, his name is Matias. He introduced me to all of his artists that are here. He showed me the area where he has an academy set up in the back, all the chairs set up, like it was a real tattoo studio. I was like, oh, this is not some BS dude, you know? It was like, oh, he's kind of got his thing together. So then a couple months later, I signed up for the academy. It kind of changed my life from there. I was so nervous, honestly. I was like, oh my God, I want to make a good impression because, you know, there's an opportunity to join the studio. I wanted to get out of what I was doing. I felt like a fish in a bowl in my past job, my past life, and I just wasn't happy with it. People, I guess, can relate to having like normal jobs where you don't have that freedom. And you see like the tattoo artists, they have the freedom to travel, to buy what they want, to spend time with their family and their loved ones. And I wanted that. So I was like, you know what? I really want to focus on doing this well in the academy. And it was amazing. It was very intimate. I think I had like maybe 6 people in my class. The teacher was a tattoo artist from Mexico, spoke English and Spanish. So it was really helpful because I only spoke English and she broke everything down. You know, day one, really kind of talked about basic fundamentals. And they gave us a kit too, which is cool because I didn't know what I bought at the time. I bought some janky Amazon machine maybe. So they gave us a tattoo machine, needles, inks, everything that you need to get going, the fake skin. So I remember the first days, it was like starting lines and I was just pulling that thing as slow as I possibly could. It was horrible. But it was nice because I got the guidance right there, hands on, someone over my shoulder being like, all right, adjust your hand, try it like this. And eventually I got better and better. I think when people want to be a tattoo artist, they only see the glamour side of it. They see someone with heavily inked or super cool. They can do these amazing pieces on people and customers super happy and then they leave with all this cash. But they don't see like the work that comes to it and the discipline that comes to it physically and mentally. And the time that it takes to prepare and the practice needed to get to that level. You get to be around people of different levels of tattooing. So you have those, like how I am, maybe before when I was very new and didn't know anything, to some people who have been tattooing 10 plus years, you know, some may call them a master. and different levels, different categories. You think that you're going through something for the first time that is like horrible, like, oh my God, I can't get this line down. I can't figure out why my shading's not fitting in. And it's frustrating, but you have this community around you that really helps you to get through it. I think when you are starting to tattoo, it's nice to have that. Rather than like how I started in your basement apartment in the village, like trying to figure it out in the dark on YouTube. I mean, to each their own, everybody can figure it out, but having a community around you of people who really care about each other and have all gone through it and are willing to share knowledge and help you out when times are tough and be like, look, I've been there. This is my first tattoo. Like, it's okay. And this is what they're doing now. It makes you realize that, you know, it's possible. And if you push through and if you are determined, you know, nothing is in this industry comes very easy. But if you have the hustle and the ambition for the long nights and the long days, yeah, it all works out, I think. I've heard things about the industry where there's a lot of like gatekeeping and things like that. I feel really blessed that I got brought into this circle because this circle is very safe. You feel like you belong. There's a lot of things that you need to do to be successful in the tattoo industry. And I think it's not just making good tattoos. I think it's marketing yourself, building your Instagram page, just selling yourself. And if you don't know how to communicate with people, ultimately it's an interpersonal job. You're not drawing on a piece of paper, you're with another person. So if you don't have that, I guess, skill, it makes it really hard. But it kind of comes back to that community aspect where you have people around you that show you the way and like, this is what works for me. This is how I've done it. There's no right or wrong. I think there's a million different ways to tie a knot. Have you ever watched our show or that movie Karate Kid? The master makes him do like all these things that make no sense, but end up being towards benefiting the practice. I feel like there's a lot of parallels that in the tattoo industry. My style, my like Japanese motif origami style. Well, I have Japanese roots, so I've always been inspired by that half of my family. My mom is Japanese, so working in this environment and seeing everyone who had slowly developed their own style. We have one guy, Chavi, who does like crazy snakes and dragons. We got Santi, who does like these butter smooth shadings. Sumak, who's just mind-blowing black and gray Japanese. I'm like, how did you get there? And it just comes with, I guess, drawing a lot and designing a lot and then just kind of doing what feels like you. You know, I entered the tattoo industry kind of late in the game, a lot older than some of the young kids that started, but I've drawn a lot and I've doodled a lot and I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And I just started drawing this pattern overlay on a fish one day. And I luckily got to tattoo it on one of our shop managers and it kind of clicked. And I was like, I kind of like this. I got a good response from social media on it. And I was like, cool. People like it too. I think I'm gonna try this again. And I just kept doing it over and over. I just tattooed all my friends in this style enough. I got like a great tip from like one of the artists here. He's like, all right, cool. You did one that's like very cool. But what you got to do is you got to fill your feed so that when they scroll through it, the only thing that they see is this style. So I called on my friends and I'm like, dude, do you want a free tattoo? And then now I'm at that point where people are reaching out and they want my style. So I'm blessed. I'm lucky. Try this, try that, try this. Like, how are you going to know if you like snakes or samurai masks or whatever, unless you do like 10 of them? You try it out. And if you like love it, you can go for it. I think just start, you know, don't wait. You can wait 2 years until you have the perfect, you know, situation to make it happen, or you can just do what you can to start now. If there's an opportunity to join an academy, I mean, it's an opportunity for you to learn. If there's an opportunity to take a seminar, it's an opportunity for you to learn. Like, take the knowledge. Knowledge is the best food you can eat. Yeah, just begin. From my past job, I had a different lifestyle. I would go out a lot more, partying, doing all these different things. And I didn't really realize how it could transition or reflect into the craft. It reflects in your work. You know, if you clean up your life, you clean up your health, the way that you take care of your body, how you eat, what you put inside of yourself, it helps in your work. Don't be afraid to ask questions, a lot of questions. In the beginning, people can be intimidated to get your nose in there and like really, watch someone work and ask how they're doing it, what type of needles they're using. Yeah, don't be afraid. I think genuinely people are willing to share and help. And, as long as you ask permission, like if it's okay and, to come over and watch someone work, or if you ask at the right time, they'll be willing to share their information. What I picked up from this studio and the academy is like, there are people that come and they enter the academy and then you don't ever see them again. And then there are those who come back and continue asking questions and continue, trying to pick as much knowledge as possible so that they can achieve their goals. And I think these are the people that will succeed. Yeah. If you happen to find yourself entering the Noble Art community, always feel free to reach out. You can message me on Instagram, Hideo Inc. Or if you just want to follow the journey, please feel free. Yeah.